Football game. You give Louisiana Tech a lot of credit. They played really hard. I thought their kid really played hard, executed well. For a young quarterback, come in and go 29-40 in a tough environment in the SEC on the road as a true freshman. You give them a lot of credit for doing those things. And our guys, I give our guys played hard. They continued to play, continued to fight for 4 quarters and beyond. And when we needed to make a play, they step up. And, right there at the end, we finally made a play. We needed to make some plays, and we made them right there in the last minute of the game and then overtime.
Dan, that last drive of regulation.
We got a microphone.
I'm sorry.
Mary Allison, just bring it over there.
First one in the year. The last drive of regulation, you just hand the ball off. Then the overtime, go to the pass, maybe surprise some people. Did you have faith in Ruff the whole time to throw the ball? What was your strategy?
Yeah, well, it showed during the course of the game. We started on our own 15-yard line on that last drive, and we missed a couple reads. At that point, we started back to the wall. I was hoping that one more run would crease, and then we'd take a shot down the field. We never really got out of our own end, and our defense had come up and made 2 great stops back-to-back. And I didn't want to have to throw them out and say, hey, go do it a third time, because we just threw 3 incomplete passes and took no time off the clock. And we're punting, by the way, we're punting out of our own end zone, so you're going to get the ball. They're going to get the ball with great field position. So that was kind of the decision at that point. I wanted to see if we could break a run, and we kind of broke the first one. Came back and want to see if we get one more, get the ball around the 40 before we took a shot down the field to try to get in the field goal range.
Is that one of those things where Perkins, you're going to him, he's running the ball, and you just wanted to throw it up to him, make your playmaker make a play?
Yeah, we kind of talked about things we wanted to do, and I think when you get in that situation, you don't want to get conservative. We made the interception. I don't want to just put it all on a kick. I want to run our offense and not be conservative, and we came up with the plays. We kind of set that play up with a bunch of runs. We set it up right before running the ball at the end of regulation. We'd set that play up, and and give Chris. I don't think Chris played his best game today at all. But give him credit that I give him credit that he stood in there under pressure and threw the game-winning touchdown pass in overtime. That's the one that 15 years from now people are going to remember the touchdown pass in overtime. That's what they're going to remember. None of the other ones.
You didn't talk about special teams. I thought obviously put points on the board. I thought Baker and the coverage team really made them go a long way on almost all their drives too.
Yeah, I thought our coverage team did well. That was a well-played special teams game. Their return teams, kickoff return teams, did some good jobs. I tell you what, their punter was booming the ball all night long. He was booming the ball, and so I think it was a well-played special teams game back and forth, and it was great to see our guys make some plays in special teams, and their guys make some plays in special teams.
Did you say anything in particular to Ralph? You've been having a tough night before that overtime.
No, just go win the game. We're going to put it on you. We're still going. You got to win the game, and. We kind of went through the plays we were going to run before we went out there. And so he knew that it was still going to be on his shoulders to go perform and to go win it. And he did.
Yeah, I know it seems like a long time ago now. We'll talk about Chad's punt return early in the game.
A huge play. A huge play. And, it was one of those, their kicker probably kicked it almost too good. He kicked it too good, and it really let our return get set up. Down the field, and Chad made a couple people miss. An explosive big play, giving us some momentum right there, especially at that point in the game, gave us huge momentum early on.
Obviously, the Wheatley pick in the end zone was big. We talked about Jonathan's pick when they were driving.
That was huge. That was huge because you're talking about a different hold. We're going to have to race down the field, and we're in a 2-minute situation trying to get a field goal. Even if we don't get the pick there, you're holding to a field goal attempt, and their kicker's been kicking the ball really well all night. So. Big play, and it was one of those earlier. We had 2 guys get their hands on an interception earlier, and then that, and bounce out of one guy's hands, bounce out of another guy's hands, bounce into their guy's hands, and you think to yourself, come on, we got to make a play. Step up. Somebody's going to come up and make the play, and from that point on, I think we made just about every play the rest of the game.
First half was mostly Dick doing his usual battering in there. The second half, you went a lot with Perkins, and he dragged some tacklers, made some big plays there.
Yeah, I thought, I like to have the balance between the two, and Perkins was running the ball pretty well tonight. So, and we like to kind of mix those guys up and keep that balance. I know a lot of times there's questions after the game as well, were we not trying to get it to Perkins, or were we trying to get it more to Ballard? And, we like to try to be balanced, and we happen to be balanced tonight.
Talked earlier in the week about putting the pressure on the secondary, those guys. Do you think they reacted tonight with the way they played?
I did, and I mean, in making the big plays at the end, I think there's still some things we can do better. But, in the end, we made the big plays that we needed to make to win the game.
Without seeing the film, being disappointed, or describe your feeling about the line of scrimmage battle? I thought they were pretty scrappy on both sides.
Yeah, I thought their kids played really hard, So we'll watch the film and we'll find a way to improve. I'm certainly, I'll watch the film and be disappointed, maybe, but I'm not disappointed right now. I'm thrilled. I mean, it's hard to win a football game. I mean, it's hard to win a Division I football game. Go ask these 60 teams that lost today how hard it is to win. And that's a huge win for us, a huge, I think, momentum builder for our guys. And, gets us back on the right track where we need to be with a tough opponent coming up next week.
Bob, and we got time for one more after that.
Worked out okay for you in the end, but you mentioned real struggles sort of early in the game. Was there any consideration maybe put Tyler or Dylan in at some point?
You think about that, but, at that point, we're going to make a change if you're going to make a change, And I think Chris still does a lot of, Chris was doing great things for us out there on the field. And I trusted Chris that it was in the game where we were still in the game and we were going to score to win, not trying to rally a comeback or try a spark or any of the stuff that we needed. We're in the game to win, right there in a tie game, and felt that he gave us the best chance to win, so we kept Chris in the game.
Time for any last question? Brad. Brad, the honors.
Final question.
A little bit more on Isham. I mean, he's such a poised, kid for being 17. I think, just two bad throws is what did him in.
Yeah, it was, and you saw it. I mean, you expect. It's a shame. I mean, it's great for us, but for him to play the game he played, to make those mistakes. But I thought he managed the game very well. I mean, they put the game on his shoulders a lot, throwing it 40 times against us. They put the game on his shoulders, and I thought that he responded pretty well. And I mean, they got a good quarterback for the future.